Okay, boys, welcome to week 2 of our Fire on the Snow project, dealing with the incredible exploration of the South Pole, and indeed a time known as the Age of Exploration. Sailing ships were going across the globe, spreading out and exploring parts of the world that were unknown. Have a look at the facts and figures I've got on this page, and it shows you just what a different place the world was 100 years ago. It is possible for you to travel anywhere in the world and be able to communicate directly with people. People travel overseas now and find themselves talking into their iPad in a restaurant in Paris and talking live with their parents back home. You need to understand that when these guys sailed from England in 1910, well, they were never seen again. But if you look at the newspaper heading and the date on the Daily Mirror, that's March the 8th, 1912. It is just on 2 years since the men had left. The pole had been conquered 3 months before, and poor Scott and his men had just 3 weeks to live. And yet that headline shows us they still had no idea what had gone on. They had no idea, and it would be another year before they discovered Scott's bodies. So it just shows you that when they sailed in those sailing ships in 1910 out of England and disappeared over the horizon, they really disappeared. They really disappeared. And I want you to think about that as you prepare the answer to this video. I don't want it to be all sort of sad and morose, but I need you to have a bit of gravity. I need you to prepare the story, prepare the video, give us some background, and then tell us Wilson's reasons, but understanding the great historical importance of this story. Okay, good work. Okay, boys, your video, your response to Fire on the Snow for this week is to prepare a video that I imagine should run for somewhere between 60 to 90 seconds. That's pretty much, I think, as long as we want it to go. And there are 3 important stages. One is an introduction. You've got to imagine that the people who are watching your video know nothing of this story. You can't just start and say, Dr. Wilson said no for 3 reasons, and this is what they are. You've got to tell us where and when this is taking place. Who are these people? And even add in, how are they feeling? They're on the way home. Their dream has been smashed. You need to set up the story and introduce it. Then you can put together the 3 reasons that we're discussing in our lesson this week from the audio tape, the radio play that you've listened to. Wilson gives 3 very clear reasons in his pretty passionate response to Captain Scott. And you need to say, and you need to be quite precise and say, these are the 3 reasons Dr. Wilson gave Captain Scott. Then I would like you to finish off and say, what do you think? Do you think Dr. Wilson was right? Were those reasons valid? Are they all valid? Is one really convincing or none of them convincing? It's a difficult topic, but I'm only talking about a sentence or 2. Basically, do you agree or disagree? Now, the challenge for your video is that I want you to also add in some information that nobody else knows. Research information. So I haven't told you this fact. It hasn't been in last week's video. What's following this slide are 2 pages from an encyclopedia, but you've got the whole internet to do some research. Somewhere in part 1, your introduction, part 2, your 3 reasons that Wilson gave, or in your opinion, I want you to add information that is fact. Tells us something about Captain Scott or Dr. Wilson or any of the other men or the journey or polar exploration that you have discovered. So when I watch your videos, I want to be able to say, there's his fact. That's the piece of information that he found. That is brand new, and everybody else will know that that's a new piece of information. And when we meet again next week, I'm going to obviously have seen your videos, but I'm going to ask you to say, now, what was your particular piece of information that you threw into your response that we know you had researched and discovered yourself? Okay, so enjoy doing that, and remember that you have got the video that explains how to change your recording to an MP4 and then load it onto the video page, which I'm setting up on your OneNotes now. Okay, good work.